With all the downfall videos, I am surprised that one person was not caught in a downfall, which is this guy, the biggest hater of Mr. Beast. Now, you wouldn't think that by just opening his channel. You got to go into the playlist and understand that he's stirring up some drama, including, talking about Sniper Wolf. Is that bad? Well, it's bad when you do it for like 21 episodes. That's pretty bad. But he's also doing the same thing side by side with Mr. Beast. Why? Well, he just hates Mr. Beast. I mean, what else can I say? So he just started a series called Mr. Beast versus Ring of Fire, and it goes on for like, I don't know, 15 episodes, 12. He just kind of switched to Sniper Wolf because of all those like doxing, meltdown stuff going on. But he put some really big, heavy hitting things for Mr. Beast. And this is like drama. This is not like Twitter thing. This is on YouTube. And if enough people see it, like, holy shit, it's gonna get way worse. It is like way more influential. And most of the time, like, people want to go to Twitter and express themselves, but this what is brewing here is actually even more dangerous for Mr. Beast's career. And yes, I mean, I know like Mr. Beast is being hated for like good things, like helping people get their hearing back, get their eyesight back, get their limbs back altogether, get their lives back on track. So there's not that much suffering in the world, but he's like also entertaining that to the audience, but the audience doesn't like it for some reason. And this is one of the haters that just kind of like stirs up that whole situation. But he's also finding like stuff like this where like he makes Mr. Beast battle with the other creator. In particular, this is unspeakable. Let me show you some of the clips. I don't know. Again, he's pairing Unspeakable versus Mr. Beast and says that Unspeakable is better. Most people haven't even heard about it. And when I checked his channel, it's literally kids stuff. It's like what kids would watch. Mr. Beast is for like real men surviving for like 7 days in a coffin underground on a raft. Like, this is pretty fucking juicy and like very expensive things. But this is one of those videos, actually. Expensive cars in general. Let me find the juicy part. He's making this video while Unspeakable is clearly copying Mr. Beast. Like, look at the thumbnails. This is clearly just a rip-off video right after Mr. Beast uploads. It's crazy, bro. And I haven't even explained you guys how crazy it gets when you understand his personality. That he's supporting Sniper Wolf. Yeah. So he's attacking Mr. Beast and supporting Sniper Wolf. It's completely not normal, right? On this platform. It makes no sense. Sniper Wolf clearly did a lot of bad things and has terrible content, obviously, right? So, like, Jack's Films immediately spotted that because he was always like reacting to comments, and that's way more normal for a YouTuber to do than just to react to TikToks and not even leave credit, not leave to like a few handles in the description. Now she's doing it. Now she sucked it up because, oh, I got demonetized. Why did I got demonetized? I have to apologize, but not publicly on Twitter, bro. It's just kind of weird, right? She's unable to like do updates for her channel and let everyone know what's going on. She's just like in some kind of stress mode trying to just pump out videos and remain one of the richest and most subscribed women on this platform. Like, who needs that? Right? We want to see more stuff, more diversity, so to speak, right? But you know what isn't diverse? I hope I didn't fool you guys. I am Gurunext, and I know exactly what I'm doing by supporting Sniper Wolf and attacking Mr. Beast. I'm a competitor to Mr. Beast technically, you know, maybe indirect competitor, but still we're on the same platform. I want attention. I want something, you know, from this platform, just like he got. It's a pretty fucking decent thing to do. But I'm not gonna go out of my way and attack the distraction, basically, of what people are actually upset about. That's the wrong thing to be upset about. Like, clearly, Mr. Beast caring about people and helping their problems instead of giving them money, which would create more problems, is actually a better decision, you know. But people hating on that. But I flip the script. I attack his just like generic entertainment videos, which is not something people look into, but like it reveals the personality. It reveals the mistakes that a person can get into. And even though his videos are crystal clear and clean, there's probably a lot of like backside of what's going on, and maybe a lot of his friends have to like carry Mr. Beast weight. So yeah, guys. And then you might question, why do I support Sniper Wolf? Because Jackson's is way worse. Way worse on this fly. And people just kind of like want to put a blind eye, even when YouTube speaks. You know, like both sides. Yeah, there's YouTube and outside of YouTube. There's two sides. So you can just go outside for once. Go outside of your room and just look around. There's outside the real world as well. There's not like outside of the internet. You should have tried that one. Because I don't think you're welcome with the negative attitude around here. Thinking that Sniper Wolf deserves a downfall and it's gonna be delivered by some clown on YouTube, basically, that basically just lost his reputation very quickly. Now he's supporting, you know, small creators, and it's like it's fancy, but it's like it's like little bunnies that sort of produce content, sort of get self-esteem boost to be on the platform. Is it how you actually help creators do well? We'll see about that, right? But you have to admit, Sniper Wolf inspired Jax Films to do that, not the other way around. You know, Jax Films got very angry, and slowly he became better at not attacking Sniper Wolf until he got knocked out into a completely different direction. You know, if Sniper Wolf didn't fucking do doxing on Jax Films would still continue his harassment bingo instead of helping creators bingo, which he should have done in the first place. You know, he should have just stopped to think and changed his behavior, improved himself instead of trying to improve others, which is just the most despicable thing I've seen on YouTube. And I've talked about it for 21 episodes. I've seen the whole thing. And if you haven't seen the whole thing, we're talking about flat earth again, where you haven't done any research, but you still want to emotionally abuse someone, unleash your emotions. You're going to lose, first of all. You're just going to lose. You lost your emotions. You lost your self-esteem, and you made it negative. So you will have to apologize as well to be able to get it back. Because I'm not giving you the self-esteem that you just wasted on me, bro. You're not going to get it back. And when I say self-esteem, it's like, well, what are you talking about? It's not like a physical thing. No, it is. It's in the comment section. It's down there. Like, we see you, bro. We see you. And if you make moves, we might see you upload a video one day, you know, and we might not like it either. I'm just saying, you know, we might not like you to be a YouTube creator when YouTube is actually the best platform to make a social account where you can fully express yourself. You don't have to like worry about whether you want to upload a picture or a song or a vlog, whatever you want to do, or a just nice thumbnail, but the video can suck balls like this one. But you can do all these things. So clearly it's going to be a very powerful platform for a lot of people, like a social platform for a lot of people. Maybe it just needs a little bit of a nudge here and there. Maybe it needs to figure out the Facebook formula, how to make it more social, because Facebook has died. It cannot like support people because it just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. In fact, it should be the other way around. The more popular people become, they should be more privatized, they should be more hidden, and the less popular they are, but the closer they are, you know, the proximity matters sort of thing. Like in Facebook, they're not supposed to be private. They're not supposed to be allowed to be private. Privacy should be costly, you know, should be pretty expensive. Either you are on the social platform socializing, not hiding yourself, not faking yourself. But this is a story for another time, my friends. We have people who want to develop a very weird social, you know, identity of themselves. I want to be known as YouTube CEO. By all means, you know, I'm fighting for something really powerful here. And I'm not distracted by the stupidity of other people. But this is the downfall of YouTube and downfall of YouTube essays and downfall of just people licking shoes of some random dudes who have something to say about someone else. Most notably, internet anarchists. You know, we gotta kick him in the balls instantly, and welcome. This is secretly a bullshit episode about kind of video essays, but the downfall videos. Downfall videos are bullshit. Let's begin. You have been potentially fooled, hopefully, right? And we'll stick around. I don't need you to subscribe. If you watch the whole video, you know what happens. Like, YouTube likes my video as well and sends other people to replace you. You know, you don't have to subscribe. Subscribing to me is very difficult. But I will release YouTube Rewind, so you might want to stick around. Because that shit's pretty dope. It made me laugh. It made me, just like this idea of this video made me laugh. I can give you a taste where Mr. Beast gets played on the board of Hearthstone, bro. Look at that shit. That is how YouTube Rewind is gonna look like this year. It's a lot better than last year, and that's all I'm aiming for. Just slight improvements, because it's very exhausting to just like create something spectacular out of nowhere where I have no experience about it. Anyways, let's begin dissecting these downfall videos. So again, you can see internet anarchists show up multiple times. And the way bullshit episodes work, usually I'm just trying to survive the video without getting out of control, like just losing my sanity. There's a certain amount of sanity I can hold by watching a video. So if I lose all of it and I start ranting, I think we should stop watching that video and we should switch to the other one. All right? Oh, and again, what am I doing with Mr. Beast? One reminder, because that's the main part of the video, right? Again, being a competitor, but when it comes to like Mr. Beast specifically, this series, Mr. Beast versus the Ring of Fire, I'm just like comparing him with other creators. I'm just playing around with numbers. You know, the main part is this rug basically. where you can see a bunch of creators. Now it's like populated with a lot of shit, so it's hard to understand what's going on. But there's this ring of fire surrounding Mr. Beast, and that's what I settled with. And it's just a lot of numbers of like Mr. Beast number is going to be bigger in the end. We're going to carry this series to the next year. We'll see, right? There's a lot of things, there's a lot of ideas I want to do in life that no one else does anymore. Weird. I'm like very suspicious of what's going on. The bullshit episodes about my suspicion of like where humanity is going or trying to go, where maybe it's not a good idea to do that. So let's double check what internet anarchist actually exposes. What's actually going on? I mean, some of these people, like, they disappear or they switch their content or something's going on, some kind of drama goes on, and it's all of a sudden like perfect opportunity to make that downfall video that I've seen so many times now. Except I don't believe that. Not anymore. And at the same time, like, if you craft your identity with the downfall videos, now you're looking for more. Now you're becoming basically a predator on YouTube, and you probably have to be kicked in the balls. You probably haven't even shown your face once. So, like, I don't think your video essays are that powerful. Like, if someone showed their face, if we know their face, and you use their face to get views, you understand that you don't have the moral high ground at all. Right? Just that like, we know these people, but we don't know you. So you never had a higher height than they do. And you're not even higher than they are in the downfall stage right now. Because, like, we watch one of these videos and we just move on with our lives. Of like, well, you did work, we applaud and we just clappity clap, and we just move on. And the degenerates are gonna stay and subscribe. The degenerate kind of people who just like salivating of like drama and stuff. I understand. Sometimes it's fun, but you have to make it fun. You have to participate to make it fun. If you just watch and you just bought popcorn, the most participation most people do, just buy some food item, some snack on the side while they watch YouTube. That's the only participation. I mean, I don't understand these people. Like, you're not gonna get anything out of drama if you're not participating, if you're not like raising your hands up high as if like tokens of high value are falling down. We have that kind of celebration in my town, where I live. We like raise our hands. There's going to be a token rain, but that celebration like got shut down. So I don't know, bro. But it's one of those memorable moments of like, that's how drama looks like, basically. It's a shower of valuables running down the YouTube. Like, that's what Jacksums did. Like, Sniperwolf doesn't give a fuck about Jacksums, and rightfully so. Jacksums sacrificed his career for smaller YouTubers, basically, and he tried to go after Sniperwolf. Whatever happens, happens. He didn't care about the consequences, and he knew that he can't stand a chance. But I respect his sacrifice for drama. That's what happened. If you want a positive view on Jacksums and you don't want it for him to look like a fucking clown because he was reacting to dumbass comments for a long time, his brain malfunctioning all the way, and he's spending time with a wife that he doesn't love, and he exposes his own wife in his videos of how much he hates her, basically. So he's not living a good life, and now he's sacrificing himself for the sake of drama. You know, maybe he will rest in pieces. I don't know, bro. I mean, in peace. I don't want to sound like a weirdo around here, but I sometimes twist words. I'm sorry, guys. So, yeah. That's how you have to look at it. I spent 21 episodes dissecting this whole thing. I know how the ending actually looks like. You have to have a perspective of participating as much as possible. I know the real ending of the story. Jackson sacrificed himself, and Sniper will just, flicked him off the betting table, the poker table of like, please leave, okay? You're not a real creator. And also you're obsessive, and I probably need a restraining order against you. And I doxed you at Friday the 13th, so you should be fucking happy about it, You should be really happy about it. It's not really doxing. It's completely legal to do weird things, in life. Weird things. But what Jackson's did was a weird thing that lasted very long time. And that's no longer weird, it's just stupid. All right, like something bad is going to happen to you. And I called it, and we see the whole thing unfold. So what the fuck Internet Anarchist knows? Where he's at in the drama. I have spent 21 episodes. I know exactly at which level you are when it comes to this drama. I know exactly what you know. Because again, you have to spend now like 100 hours to reach my level of involvement in this. 100 hours. Where are you at, Mr. Anarchist? By the way, we have to dissect the word anarchy, my friends. Now I have ability to like highlight words. Do you like it? This is pretty cool, right? Oh. So, how does it look like? Okay, so barely visible. Now, this guy picked up a very interesting word. He combined internet with anarchy. Very interesting stuff. So, I have a lot of opinions about anarchy. I have found the biggest anarchist of all time, which is Mark Passio. All right, a person who showed his face. Even I showed my face. All right, technically, in the thumbnail. So let's dissect. Let's go into the bullshit section and begin dissecting the whole situation here. Because you understand what's going on of like, oh, we want to see more downfalls. That's what anarchy is all about. It's all about stealing fame and fortune and all that stuff. You can sort of do that in a creative way, but you cannot do that in a violent and destructive way. If you can steal someone's stuff for a certain amount of time and it creates a meaningful story, I understand. But if you do it in a violent way, you have to break through something. Like I've heard about a rule in some kind of jail system where if you don't break anything, like, well, that's not a crime. You can escape prison if you want. You didn't break anything. We're just going to bring you back to prison, obviously. But that's not a crime. Like, you escaped. You really wanted to escape prison. It's like, that's probably how it should look like, Just go escape. Who cares, bro? We're going to bring you back. Obviously, you don't want to do that with, like, very deranged people. But then also you look into the prison system where a lot of prisons actually are more livable than, mostly in Europe, right? They're more livable and they don't require a high amount of money as a rent, as a price of rent to live there. It's a zero, it's a prison. You get to be in a prison alone in a cell with the TV and stuff or something. Some crazy stuff. Obviously, I think these are kind of like dupes. They're like they're trying to fool you. They're looking at the best and the worst comparisons. But I do feel like I'm living in a prison, and I don't have to pay rent. But I'm living in my mom's basement, which is halfway to prison, to be honest. All right, I'm kind of stuck here, and I don't have any friends. But it's just like, it's completely normal, right? I don't have any straws to hold on to, so I'll just lean onto the internet. I'll lean onto the next best thing and see what I can get from it, right? So, downfall videos are bullshit. Now, it might be very difficult for people to keep up with me. I understand. But it's sometimes it's just for me, right? I just want to do it. And this video I wanted to do for the memes. But there's a lot to investigate of like what's going on, why people are salivating over other people's failure. Because the way in life, you have to look for win-win situations. And in terms of anarchy, anarchy is about taking things that nobody cares about. And guess what I took? I took a very fucking valuable thing that nobody cared about. It's called YouTube Rewind, my friends. The thing that I just showed you 2 slides off. YouTube Rewind is something nobody cares about. And I just picked it up off the ground. I'm like, that's pretty interesting, right? That's how anarchy looks like. You just find things and everyone tells you, you know, or doesn't tell you anything, or not excited about it at all. But you're excited about it because you've seen the story behind it. You've seen the hype around that concept and you want it back. So that's all that anarchy is. It's like, well, it's free. If nobody cares about it, it's free. Take it, you know, double check. You pick it up for yourself. Maybe nobody cares about it. Pick it up. But if people start stopping you, then like, okay, you gotta let go. If people try and incriminate you, you gotta let go. You know, not to rob stores, but maybe someone that doesn't care about something somewhere. Maybe something's laying around somewhere. Or maybe there's some free space for you to express yourself. I don't know, to make noise. You got to see what people don't care about, what people are not going to stop you for. You got to stretch your limits. That's what anarchy is about, stretching your limits. It's a very difficult game to play. Very, very difficult. Only smart people can do that. Stretching your limits and not collapsing and not, you know, doing something outrageous. Very difficult. So, and that's 2024, 2025. Now I'm starting to see there's a pattern, my friends. The COVID years, there were 2. The Russian invasion of Ukraine years, there were 2. Russia is going to get kicked in the balls eventually, or going to cut its own balls. I don't know what's going on. Russia doesn't fucking look very strong right now. All right, they're just like shredding their own people, and probably Russia itself will attack itself because at some point, like, the war has to stop. Because Ukraine is just going to eat up all the ugly fucking Russians. And I was looking forward to, like, look what Russian music sounds like and all that stuff, all that culture, just to get to know of it. But then I've learned more and more, and I kind of hated most of it, you know, of how they operate. But that's a story for another day, of how we survived 4 years of intense, weird stuff going on. You know, that downfall of the world. You should have talked about that. And now we're transitioning into stuff that nobody cares about. The first thing that you should look after, I'll give you a hint, and we're going to move on. But now that I described you anarchy, you know, what people don't care about, what can I take, right? Oh, I'll just talk about the downfall of someone. Well, taking things from the internet is probably a bad idea. You have to establish yourself on the internet. I have established myself, and you have to keep moving forward. All right? It's too late at this point. If you're just talking about downfalls, it's basically too late. You have no merit to, like, continue forward because you have to be a productive, a positive influence on the internet. Then you can, you know, push forward. You're going to be filtered out because what you have to take is real life resources. You cannot live off the internet, my friends. So internet anarchy already sounds like fucking bullshit to me. Anarchy not keep you alive. It can throw you haters your way, but you have to understand, you must detect those haters in the real world. You know, this is what the actual experience you have to get. Because unless you do a very good job, it's like, wow, someone will applaud you. Maybe you will earn money from that shit. That's when you break through the internet. And maybe internet anarchist doesn't sound like a loser. But your leader is never going to be a loser. You are going to be the loser, following your leaders, you know, subscribing to them. I'm sorry. It's all about you. It's not about the person like doing things. But I can expose their mistakes. I can show how stupid they really are, how full of ego they really are. So maybe you stop following them that closely. Maybe you give them the downfall of their own. You know, that would be pretty ironic. Everyone needs one, basically. But if everyone is getting a downfall, what is the criteria? Why are we giving the downfall? What are we going to get from it? You know, we have to think about all these things. How are we going to benefit from that? Because it has to be a win-win situation. A downfall has to be a win for that person. Like, maybe you have to relax. Maybe you have to consider a different type of content on the side. You know, I propose sanity content. I think people need to not only relax, but be a lot more honest about what they're doing, what their life decisions are. Pull out their, like, need for therapy. Expose themselves, give themselves a downfall based on their emotions, right? Of how they feel about what. They have to express themselves. They cannot just allow drama to manifest. Like Sniper Wolf has to like sit down and talk for an hour. It's not supposed to be a podcast, but yeah, that's why I don't understand how exactly you do that alone. It feels demoralizing. Sniper Wolf is technically kind of like a lone wolf. But it's a lot worse than that because she's not really a wolf to begin with. It's just in her name. For me, being alone is also like detrimental to my health, to my well-being, because I don't want to be alone. I'm a smart person. I should be, you know, giving advice and communicating fairly often with people to let them know how to, you know, improve their lives. And I get a win-win situation from that. But I'm not able to do that right now. You know, people are not recognizing how the world is like moving around and how to react to certain types of trends going on. Right now, I understand that people dislike me and people would use me if they paid too much attention, you know, so their ignorance is sort of like a boost of my self-esteem. They position themselves correctly this year, but you have to reposition yourself every single year. Why do I say that? Because I fucking see patterns. I'm way too smart for your even understanding, for your IQ test. I'm too smart for that at this point. And you must understand, people are getting smarter. People are using internet, and internet is pretty fucking intricate and complicated. So at this point, I'm just sitting on top of it with the biggest brain of all time. I have not seen a bigger brain on YouTube so far. But it's very difficult to find one because, fuck, I got 200 subscribers, barely, squeezed out of YouTube with 1,000 videos uploaded. It's not that easy, you know? It's not that easy to show off your big brain. People don't listen. You know, if I have a big brain, then I should be able to edit my videos properly, and I should be able to do magical tricks, right? Well, those things take time to develop, to craft, and a big brain recognizes that they don't have time for that shit. You know, I don't have time to build every skill in the world just to show you something that you like, you know, that you're going to sit through. And I'm not going to be copycatting someone else's work for that stuff, because I want to like keep my big brain. I want to keep myself in a challenge, in a loop of like, I'll take the hardest difficulty, thank you very much, you know. And I'm one of those people that will still enjoy a game in the hardest difficulty, enjoy it a lot more, because I don't get to like complete the game very easily. Yeah, I just complete like 10% of the game. I'm like pretty satisfied. I got the juice. I got as far as I could. You know, I tried to climb the mountain, and at some point I had to stop. That's my life. But let's see what happens when I click on these videos. Where do we go from here? Also, I need to hot tea because it's cold. It's fucking cold. You know, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself because I lost some teeth. You know, and it's just like, it's the most shameful thing that a smart person can wear, like a torn up body. But, I mean, there's no excuse. That is the stupidest thing about my life, and I will try and fix a little bit of that, which is my back. I understand. Like, I'm collapsing on my own weight, and my teeth collapsed into each other. You know, the teeth that I lost are the ones that sort of like are attacked by other teeth. The wisdom teeth have killed their own nemesis, basically. And there's one in the middle. There's some rotting stuff in a way because I don't really strengthen my teeth properly. Now as I switched to a different strategy, I'm pretty lazy. I don't want to like brush things and all that stuff. And I was never told to do that. And my family got bad teeth the whole way through. So technically I'm not wearing a bad body. I'm just like, in comparison, I failed. But technically, you know, my family's still pretty isolated socially. So I'm like, no, I think I feel pretty normal. Nobody told me a proper strategy of like, oh, you're a lazy person. Well, you can do this and that, you know. I found one eventually, and now my teeth sort of feel pretty good. You know, I'm pretty happy with the way everything is going. But they might not last very long. But it's just a very interesting story of how a smart person can collapse on itself, and you know, a lot of people going to be resentful of you for weird reasons. I still don't understand, by the way, what are the reasons. Maybe it's a competitive reason. Maybe they like want to make their own communities, or they haven't evolved high enough to support me, because win-win situations are better than being my enemy. I'm just saying. They're putting themselves in a position where I have to prove myself over and over again of like how much crushing force I can muster, you know, out of my system. So it's annoying. My life is pretty annoying. I got my tea. 1 second. My channel will get a boost when I use this stuff, you know. Most of you are visual learners. But when I say visual learners, it probably gives you a completely different vibe. Like a school vibe. But most people pick up information visually a lot faster. One picture can tell a story of an hour. You know, out of one picture, you can tell a whole story. It could trigger you, basically, with just one picture. And it's like, how the fuck did that happen? It made you think and made you open your mind. It's a really powerful thing. It's kind of in the meme world where one picture can make you laugh, but it's even deeper than that. You know, if the story goes on at some point, like, yeah, one picture can trigger your senses, and this picture would trigger your senses. If you took this picture, you would be like, yeah, this is like a new trend that's going on, right? And it's because of this guy carrying this thing, and some other people have been contributing in their own ways. And then you have one of the biggest dramas with Sniper Wolf come down, basically. And I think this is now getting accelerated in a way. So let's review what's going on. I need more material to talk about. Let's review.
Manipulation, greed, and evil.
Now, is that true? Is that true, my friend? He's actually not monetized, which is very interesting. That is something I have not expected. Not monetized? Maybe YouTube has caught him in the act. It's not greedy to like want money. Like if that's your only thing, if your only thing is money. But now a lot of people like need money. And like Mr. Beast is pretty fucking greedy himself. This is for like he's applying this formula to all the YouTubers, or like a huge majority of like who's taken a downfall. He's applying this to his victims, basically. There's a lot of manipulation going on. But the problem is you have all the control. This is why this works. This works because the viewer has all the control of the game, of like what they're gonna invest into, where what your eyeballs are gonna see. You have all the control. You know, you should be actually glad that I'm not showing you a lot of things, that I'm not giving you the visual stimulation sometimes. Some people should be glad, because overstimulated person is it's probably not gonna come up with good ideas of how to like use my video. Just gonna react in some stupid way. Often enough that happens. Like I get more stupid comments the more I stimulate them with visual things. So because people want to see something that they can interact with, they can complain about and all that stuff. Anyways, they want to get triggered, basically, to be able to like express themselves in that moment. I see a lot of people like that. A lot of people are NPCs who express themselves in facts as well. Or there's two sides, basically. There's NPCs and there's emotionally disgusting people, right? Who just vomit something out, but they themselves look like garbage, right? So their effort seems like garbage. Like them vomiting is actually an offense on you specifically. They have been keeping their vomit. Because when you look into a normal human being, it's like, well, vomit's pretty terrible experience. But if you look into a monster vomiting, that's just an attack move. You know, a Pokemon could have a vomit as a attack move, and you wouldn't think, you know, sympathetic towards that Pokemon. So that's what's going on usually. There's NPCs who have no emotions, who have nothing good to tell you. They just spit out facts to correct you, basically. Actually is the most nicest thing someone can actually tell you. They're just gonna spit a fact without actually. You know, there's no actually. There's just like, you're wrong. You know, you're just wrong. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is just like an answer to my question, but like also I didn't get a single like until I like rephrased myself, and I still got just 2 likes. Which is like, my question is also important, right? But no, NPC is very important. He answered your question. He put up so much work. And the answer is fuck you. All right? Fuck you. I never get likes, bro. I never get appreciated. And it's like, now I'm in a survival mode of like, I sort of like need the thing that's rare, apparently. It's rare. I want to win against an NPC for once. Because like, I don't feel like, I feel like I deserve it sometimes, but I never do. And it's like, it's the entire humanity vibe right now of like NPCs taking over the world and the emotional garbage taking over the world. Basically, Skibidi Toilet versus, you know, the camera guys. That kind of battle is taking place. Which probably has to go into the YouTube Rewind. No, I'm not lying. Let's fucking go. Alright, so I got that out of the way. for now. But it's necessary to understand this has been like a viral thing that's going on. And it's a visual learning experience of like how emotional garbage fights against this stuff. And you can dissect it. You can go video by video, double check if I'm correct or not. But these are just like technologies, and these are like faces that like look like garbage. You know, these are people hiding behind the screen. You know, like it looks like. At first, they're just cameras. They're just like the camera people who are behind the scenes of filming something. And these people are just like simple toilets of like everyday people, you know, that sort of like get close to the action. But now they get to fight each other in a way. Or like create drama together. But, you know, they're all just both taking damage at the same time. And the visual learners are taking damage because looking at all this garbage animation is not really good for your well-being, I'll tell you that much. But as long as you can tell a good story, you can fix certain things, unlock certain things. It's all about the story. Why? Because it's what you're going to tell yourself when you experience something. You can experience horrible things and it's not going to be traumatizing because you told a good story. You didn't give up and you pushed through it with just minimal amount of effort required of like caring. You learn how to care. And then you can tell a good story. And everything matters in the story. All right? So let's double check what's going on. Is this a person hiding behind a screen? Is this emotional garbage? Well, I can tell you which one.
Cutie facade of one of YouTube's biggest creators.
Oh, it actually is targeted against Sniper Wolf. My bad. So, you know, manipulation, greed, ego. I don't see, I just like, you have to see them for the creators that they are. Like, she's just sitting there reacting to TikToks. And she doesn't want to be touched. If you touch her, if you just distract her from her work, like, she's going to be pretty upset. And she's going to take opportunities. And just, it's a weird thing on top of the weird thing. The doxing thing that people focus on is the weirdest part about this drama, that there's no explanation to it. Why does it happen on Friday the 13th? On October? Why was she able to even just drive 5 minutes to Jackson's house? Why did she have the opportunity to do that? What was she shooting? What kind of thing was she doing? There's so many questions. Why did it was the best solution ever to dox someone? Because now he stopped doing his stupid fucking thing. And everything just got solved with that one thing. There's plenty of questions behind that nobody can answer. It's absolute insanity to try and answer these questions. But the easier thing is to just paint someone as a supervillain and terrorize them even more, right? Because it worked the first time. Until you got doxed. You know, let's see it. Until you get exposed yourself. You exposed to the dangers of the world. That's what it takes. That's what doxing emphasizes. The world is dangerous. You have to respect that shit. You know, you have to do the better thing. You have to be in the moral high ground as long as possible. So these downfall videos don't feel like they're real whatsoever. You know, these faceless people, they have the power of, you know, influence in terms of like, well, I figured I put a lot of effort. I figured out, basically. I put extra effort because I don't want to show my face. I don't do like YouTube, but when I have to explain something to people, I will do it. I take the same pride as well, except my webcam is malfunctioning, whereas my computer sucks, that is. So I don't have a webcam. And I'll buy a new computer like next year. I'll try and upgrade as I often do. So hopefully it all works out. Hopefully it's not expensive as well. And hopefully it's small enough and portable enough where it's gonna help me significantly. I will have to, consult the specialist. Maybe I'll have to work with them in a way. I don't know. Let's begin. That was my 50-minute introduction because, I can't tell, I can't sit here and just paint Sniper Wolf as an evil person. I can't do that. From the very beginning, that's not biased at all, right? That's pretty fucking evil.
Created.
3 of the many, bro. 3 of the many. So, all right, we have to backtrack, I guess. I hate that YouTube doesn't fucking have 1 second functionality. 1 second would be absolutely nice. We're going frame by frame, my friends. Like, there's a lot of functionality YouTube doesn't have, and it's disgusting to me to sit on this platform and already we can shit on other people. Well, no, we can't. We can't shit on YouTube many times over. YouTube deserves some shit in their face. Can I do my emojis now? Oh, I can do emojis again. Yeah, it used to. There was probably a test or something where I can only post 1 emoji, or maybe my extension malfunctioned, bro. Holy shit, that was scary, bro. If only 1 emoji was allowed per line, it would ruin my life. It just sucks. That's how it worked, my friends, by the way. I post an emoji. If there's 2 emojis in 1 line, they carry over that emoji. So they're testing some really disgusting features on YouTube right now, and they don't understand how most of the things they're rolling out are not useful at all to the platform. Maybe flashy subscribe button is cool, but it's still weird, man. Everything that happens, especially YouTube Shorts into YouTube handles was absolute disaster, basically. Now, YouTube handles are not terrible by themselves. You can click on them and stuff. But showing them as the name of a person, this is where I draw the line where, no, YouTube doesn't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. And this is also very questionable, what's going on. Because I picked up Rewind, and I'll be focusing on Rewind, but there's a lot of bad things going around me that I want them to stop. Either do the good stuff or don't try and keep up anymore, because it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So manipulation. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Sniper doesn't talk to the audience very much. She's just like a cosplaying woman on Instagram and a TikTok connoisseur on YouTube. And you combine these 2 forces together, it's a pretty powerful image, I'm not gonna lie. It's more powerful than Aziland. It's more powerful than her biggest competition. And it's basically the most powerful woman on the platform. And now you immediately, you just found a bunch of bad traits about her. Greed. What is she greed about? She doesn't actually post that many sponsorship segments like other people do. They're greedy because they're desperate for money on YouTube. That's all they do these videos for. They're not enjoying their time here. They're just well, if I can get money off YouTube, I will participate here. That's the only incentive most people have. My incentive, I grew up watching YouTube videos. I'm stuck here. I'm trying to socialize. Foolish of me to do that, but I'm still doing it. I'm socializing with myself. Maybe if I can look fucking lunatic in this case. When you peel off the greed, maybe people need to have greed on the internet. Maybe they need to manipulate. Maybe they need to have an ego just to survive. Maybe that's how you have to enter the YouTube, space in that direction to be able to succeed properly. Because I didn't succeed. I'm not a success story. well, just hanging out, on YouTube, just doing my thing. It wasn't successful right now, but I feel more and more successful. Like, I'm finding things that most people are not aware of at all. So I'm doing my thing, and technically my time is about to come. I'm like very knowledged about anarchy and how it works and where we're going, basically, in terms of humanity going places. All right, so you're wrong immediately, and I had to clarify these 3 points because they're not clear, they're not obvious. You're not talking about facts anymore. So you can already see we survived 2 seconds of the video. You can already see what's going on. All right.
5 months ago, I published a video titled How Illuminati Ended Her Career in 7 Seconds, where I discussed the disgusting and predatory behavior of a once respected YouTuber.
Such a disgusting behavior, guys. I already posted a video though. Well, I guess let's watch more because this is now confusing.
Yeah. On the 16th.
Again, Sniper Wolf sniped someone in one shot. Illuminati just seems like she's gonna be illuminated amongst the people for being naughty. Like, the women just know what the fuck they're doing. That's the manipulation. It's like manipulation in plain sight. You know what's coming a mile away because it's in their name. Which scares me because I'm in odds against Ant Venom, a pretty fucking big Minecraft YouTuber, basically, that I don't like because of his name. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? What kind of end game are you having? Because you're probably going to get activated like in 3 years or some bullshit like that, or even faster. So it's like, I think this guy is brewing something with just a name. I hate names, man. They hate names that just speak for themselves, so to speak. In general, again, I'm stuck in this battle mode, and the vibe is pretty off at this point. It does feel like YouTubers don't give a fuck what's going on, and there's just 2 groups fighting each other for attention. So what is on the other side, like this emotional garbage? Where are these people at? If you dig through my bullshit videos, the emotional garbage is right neighbors right here. I'm even subscribed to this emotional garbage, and I also like received hatred for being a super fab, being the resistance, basically. But like the only thing they can give me is hatred, right? And it's like I am the hater. I am the person on the internet who likes hating and stuff. So for me, I'm like, I just got stronger out of that. If that's the only thing you can give me, it's not going to be a positive experience for me. It's not. I don't think it's like rare or something. So you have this emotional garbage that tells you that nofap is bad, that having emotions is bad, because he himself and the other emotional garbage people, they themselves are suffering from their own emotions. They have emotions, but they're suffering from it. And they constantly have to remind the audience of like, oh, but like when I did this, when I suppressed my emotions, like my life became so much better. People like actually honestly expressing themselves, and for the monstrosities that they are, I can actually respect that. But people hiding behind the facade, and the moment someone says nofap, that's enough to trigger me to hate on you, because I understand now the story behind the whole concept and how wrong you really are. This is deception playing against you right in front of you, And some people are gonna get sucked into this because they're fools. They haven't followed the right leaders to lead them out of this bullshit. You know, they haven't got a proper perspective to understand that downfall of someone is not entertaining and nofap is not satisfying. All right, it's very simple things. There's two different simple things, but people are trying to twist it against you so they get attention. There's nothing else to it, my friends. There's manipulation, greed, and ego, and hypocrisy. You know, you forgot that one thing, anarchist. Just add that last thing, hypocrisy. I love that word. You know, because it's so easy. Because without adding hypocrisy, you cannot, you know, detect hypocrisy within yourself. You would immediately ask of like, well, I'm not greedy, or I don't have a big ego, and I don't manipulate people. But then you just add a word hypocrisy and you think for long enough, and then you realize, oh shit, I probably shouldn't be a negative about someone because it's very likely it's going to turn against me very quickly. It's just that easy. Because you piece together two negatives and you get a positive of like, both of these fucking idiots are losers at the same time. You know, now you see the both sides fighting each other for attention, fighting each other, making the best content on the internet, putting so much effort just to get a downfall. That's the biggest downfall on the internet. You put so much attention and eventually nobody cares about you because they get bored. This thing goes nowhere. You know, attacking other people goes nowhere. It has been proven time and time again. It doesn't go anywhere. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers that kind of just gave up on their own content, and it's wrong. And it kind of looks like a downfall, but it's just like they haven't gotten enough advice to be able to continue. They haven't emitted enough like sanity content to be able to continue their work. Even iDubbbz have collapsed, saying that content cop was never meant to happen. It's just the bad content, basically. But I beg to differ. I think it's wonderful stuff that he started with, but he was not able to continue. And he looks back and he wanted to trash his past, thinking that his past is really bad. But my past, when I look back into my past, I was doing amazing things. I was working my ass off as a, you know, immature person, but still like working for something, like still reaching for my goals. I still had a vision of like, I wanted to improve Minecraft. This evolved many times over. I wanted to just develop some games for myself. I just wanted to have control over the gaming world, and now I'm here. You know, it improves slowly and it doesn't stop, and every single step of the way is like the best story ever told, because look at you now, right? So let's continue, my friends. We're gonna spend 2 hours, right? Well, I am dealing with YouTube Rewind right now, so I'm not sure if I want to spend 2 hours, but let's see what happens.
Monumental task for me.
Well, you don't have to do that, because that's not how sanity content looks like. The sanity content is a downfall of that person, but if you condense everything to a video and you shoot a person with it, well, they're probably gonna take a hit. Pretty big one. I mean, now we're just crafting video bullets at this point. We're skipping a few stages of like finding gold for the first time, trading. We're skipping all the stages and we're like, well, we know how guns work, so let's fucking craft silver bullets against, you know, monsters that are all the way across the internet. You know, we're gonna hunt them with bullets. Well, we have to do the progression. We have to build sanity. We have to find the most valuable resource that we can constantly use, like wood, right? Wood is a constant resource that we need. So if someone complains about how difficult it was to complain about stuff, that's now layers and layers of nonsense stacking on top of itself. It's so difficult. I wanted to like attack and expose this person, but it's It's not working for me. You know how many words I had to put? You know, look at all these words. Great if you get exposure from that, because you add a 0 and then this is how many words I have told and nobody heard. You know, 1,000,000 words have been told by me and nobody heard those words. So that hurts me, you know. It's like the saying goes, if the tree falls down and nobody hears about it, well, nobody gets to fucking collect the tree resource. That's the fucking saying, bro. It's not about the sound. Apparently. Nobody gets to collect the free resource of a tree fell down. Like, now, obviously, chopping down the tree is complicated, but it's way more free now than it was before. So, I'll take that anytime, bro. A fallen tree, it's free. Technically, that's how a free item looks like. All right, what else do you got, bro?
His home, but his entire life.
So, you might have been distracted by the tree falling down, but the idea of sanity content is that you constantly talk about stuff and constantly touch different things, and you're suspicious about everything. You're suspicious about how people treat you in general. You have to be suspicious to expose the audience as much as possible. People hate when the fourth wall is being broken, but stop throwing tomatoes, and then we're gonna, you know, close the fourth wall again. You know, some people are upset and they just looking for a downfall. It's like, where's the downfall? Let's start drama. Let's start throwing tomatoes, bro. And it's like, well, we want to like keep YouTube alive and stuff. So please stop hating. You know, please stop being trash around here. Like, people, there's more and more actors that want to, you know, appear on the screen, and they have different talents, different things to offer. They want to be appreciated. But in order to do so, now I have to show how sanity content looks like to the people on the stage themselves. Now I'm like a curator. I'm coming up on stage. I'm trying to get on stage, and it's like everyone else thinks of like, well, you're just another actor. You're just trying to steal the spotlight. And I'm like, no. I'm just trying to give advice. I'm not a hater, and I have to explain over and over again. And this is the reason why I have to explain is because that's sanity content. It began the moment I try to step on stage. It began the moment I'm trying to invade their space. I'm like, well, you guys need I'm starting to explain myself. I'm like, well, the story has begun. I'm already showing sanity of like, well, you have to just talk. This is the act already, you know, me trying to get in. It's already an act. It already has begun. Wherever you stopped me, that's where the stage begins. You know, that's how it works, bro.
Selfish gain and in the...
Bro, for fat people to not be exploitative, don't expect them to. I have never seen a fat person that's like visible, first of all. So it's very hard to see a fat person in the first place. And I am one of those hateful people that just comes at fat people because, like, they're not attractive for me. Like, I would never choose them over the attractive person. They're too hard to handle. Very hard to handle. And they're pretty expensive technically. You know, they're just gonna eat more. And if we find an expensive food we like, we have to break up at this point. It's game over, bro. I like caviar. We both like caviar, and caviar gives us like drug-like feelings or whatever. And I said we have to break up, all right? We go away. It's game over.
Me to several poor financial decisions.
Well, this is the best financial decision there is. You know, you stand up for yourself, little bitch. The worst financial decision was to be with Blair with a fucking fat person and give her ego and self-esteem and all that shit. It's just, it comes down to like very simple things, but people try to like turn that off to be more respectful of like, I respect a fat person. And it's like you immediately lost the fucking game and now they can manipulate you. And you disrespect a good creator on YouTube, they will manipulate you because you did a mistake. You make a mistake and they will manipulate you through that mistake that you make. The lapse of judgment, so to speak, you know. The apology that Sniper Wolf did probably is something that everyone has to read out loud and upload a video of that and not label this as Sniper Wolf. Apology is just apology to Sniper Wolf is what you have to read to her, you know. Because most people have a lapse of judgment most of the time, regardless, right? It's now going to be just a meme. And most people have to say, not Jack's films, but Jack's film or Jack film, all right? Because it's way more respectful because Jack film is a comedian and it has to be funny at all times, by all means necessary, bro. Jack film, don't surrender. You have to be funny. Be funny now. All right, what else do we have?
From becoming the #1 tech channel on YouTube, building a $100 million empire, all the way to losing over 200,000 subscribers.
Oh my god, he lost subscribers, guys. He must be an evil person now. 200,000 people figured out, man. 200,000 people clicked the button. That is crazy, man. I mean, it's just a mob mentality. You have to prove so many things over and over again. But that's just another thing that people care about. It's like numbers. But I didn't get any likes. All right? A person who initiates something should get same amount of likes for just asking the question, bro. But it's like, but hey, this guy's stupid, though. You know, but this guy's smart. But then I said something even smarter and more genius than ever before. And it's like, well, you were stupid the first time. Like, people have a weird perspective where, like, the loser is the winner. They just flip things around for their own entertainment because, like, they can feel control in the situation. But the reality is, the most effort wins, right? People just clicked a button, bro. Linus Tech Tips probably didn't fucking give you a tip to click a button, all right? Probably give you the opposite tip. Can give you a tip like, you should subscribe, actually. That's a pretty good tip, I'm not gonna lie. It's in his name again. What's going on, bro? I can play with his name. I'm already entertained. I already want to subscribe, but I have a full subscription box. All right, it's full. It's 100% filled with garbage. I need to subscribe to more people, to be honest. In fact, after the drama, like, people are even more entertaining because now they have a story boost behind them. Everyone needs a downfall because they get boosted by that downfalls. They become more humans. They have an opportunity to do sanity content that way. You know, they're more reachable. And the anticipation of something like cool happening becomes a reality, you know, or they might expose themselves in a different way. They might change as human beings. They are allowed to do very interesting things after the downfall, you know. So don't just pretend that this is a failure of some kind. However, I can't follow 1,000 YouTubers right now. It's very difficult for me to do that, especially when I want to talk, when I want to be loud and stuff. I don't get to do that shit.
While also
Fine, I'll subscribe to this asshole because we're running out of time. And I don't want to stay for too long discussing bullshit like this. Because you must understand, like, this is a huge investment of something that I ignored. I don't like, again, negativity surrounding something. I want stories to be told that, like, actually have cool endings. and I can learn something from that. I don't like this bullshit being told to me that someone has failed at something. Now they can't even explain what happened. Because they're so stuck just doing editing and stuff, putting things together. It's very complicated stuff, by the way. Like, this shit takes a long time. And I'm already like, yeah, you put a lot of efforts, but this is a very tough content to put together. Let's be honest. Like, you have to be somewhat of a fan of Linus. You can't just like suck up facts, because eventually it's just going to be a, you know, that emotionalist type of content where you just pick up the most powerful words. Internet anarchy of like, wow, so powerful. I have such powerful words, guys. I've shown you guys minus 200,000 subscribers. Like, isn't that crazy? But you yourself, you don't feel any emotion. You just pick the most powerful words, one after the other. Like, we saw that with Sniper Wolf. So we're dissecting this guy very quickly, you know, like, well, what's the most powerful word? That's the part of my script. That's the thing that I will flash on the screen, right? So everyone like has that powerful word and stuff, and we're going to use it against you. You know, you don't know the consequences of how easy it is. The same way this guy is just showing his face. There's a flush button behind him, you know, just like every skibbity toilet has a flush button. I can't reach it right now, but it's not that difficult to just flush one of these fucking afro-haired lunatics, basically, who just want to talk about nofap in an emotionally garbage way. When will we get a vomit in our faces?
Increase your quality of life, but I see it in today's time, at least, as a rebellious act. When you decide that you're not going to be giving into your own hedonistic pleasures and desires in life, or watching these videos that we see online, or even giving into any of these corporations that are profiting off of you when you do so, you're actually rebelling against a corporation, or multiple, that make more money than the NFL.
See, the funny thing is, this guy sounds like internet anarchist. And this guy sounds like Lucid. A person that's like aware about a lot of YouTubers and stuff. This guy seems like he wants to resist. Like, if you flip these people around and flip their names, now they're kind of useful to each other. They have traded at least their names, their identities, and they sort of understand who they are. But because you flip your own name, you can actually lie to yourself. You can pretend that you are this when you're actually, in fact, the opposite. The anarchist, you know, trying to resist, trying to like, well, I am resisting the government actually by not fapping, you know, like, and it sounds so stupid when you say that all of a sudden, because technically anarchy is resistance to the government. You find tricks and loopholes as a normal human of like how you can empower yourself and find different ways to, you know, mimic government without them even noticing. You know, that's another way of like identifying anarchy. Most powerful act when you mimic government. Government is very difficult to mimic, to just copy and paste their behavior. You have to be very smart to do that. But you can do it. And if you can do it, and if you can skip the government by mimicking the government, and just grab power to yourself, all of a sudden the power will flow to you. You cut off the arm of the government, and all of a sudden the power just flows into you. That's what anarchy is. There's a lot of corrupted tentacles of the government that we can just cut off and attach to ourselves, basically, in our own ways. We can reprogram that thing. And it's allowed because government is supposed to work for the people, it's supposed to benefit the people, and you can take that responsibility for yourself. This whole thing works, but it's a very complicated process. Right now, I'm just like learning about it. I'm just building myself as a person, my awareness. I'm not taking action. The only action I'm taking is to educate people on what's going on. The actual powers that people really need to take, and that's actually entertaining because you will get liberated. Technically, internet as a whole has to shut down. It just has to. We have to see how we can live our lives without the internet. Even right now, there's a threat of like, there's going to be a solar flare, and something is being crafted by like scientists in a social like experiment range, where there's going to be solar flare and a lot of internet is going to be like shutting down and stuff. Like they're testing as they're poking us around by all means. They're smarter than I am. They have to be. They have to keep up with someone like myself. Even though I'm suspicious about everything, I'm not sitting in one place, so I'm focused, laser focused about everything that's going on around me, and I can pick up any piece that floats around without supervision, so to speak. So I'm very aware of everything, bro. So far, he's resisting the government, right? Let's skip that part.
Average American, for an example. I'm going to be totally honest. Unless you're some sort of outlier and you think for yourself and you don't act based on what everybody wants you to do, and you're not the average person, you're either going to be a lonely, unfulfilled human being, or you're going to be a whore. I'm sorry to be vulgar. There's no other way. There's no other path for you if you're the average human being right now in today's time. What else do you do? You're horny.
Lonely or horror or horny? Can't catch that. Let's skip that part too.
Appetite for intimacy and cravings, but instead fulfills it in a healthy and natural and permissible way? Or are we doing the exact opposite? Look at everybody else around you. Are you expected to be a virgin at age 30? Is it even possible? Like, there's going to be so much sexual frustration in your mind at that time. It's not.
Well, I'm reaching for 30, unfortunately. Unfortunately for this guy. And I have lived a normal life, technically. I have broken through. You can break through anything you like, unfortunately. And you can tell any story you like. You just have to pick up the concept of sex that everyone has, and sometimes it has bad consequences, and you don't want to have a relationship sometimes. And it's like sometimes it's a relief to be single. So, and sometimes people are clingy around you, and they're dangerous, and they're gonna expose you, and they're gonna be evil. You don't want to have relationships with these kind of people. Be very careful. They get to know you, where you live. They get to know how you behave, how you defend yourself, how you act. To the most part, you're exposing yourself. So you have to make your relationships count. And you don't want to get in trouble because people are dynamic. You will find your, superior person that just crushes you easily because they know your strategy and how to beat it. There are personalities. So you have to be careful in the world, and you have to acknowledge that. So all you have to do is tell yourself a story of like, well, being a virgin stuck, lonely and all that stuff. Right now it's fine because you have the internet. And if some people are going to try and take that and demonize it and tell an opposite story to try and pull you out of this, it's like, well, it's cheap. If you're addicted to drugs and they're like as cheap as apples, I'll tell you that much, bro. Have your fucking drugs and eat it with pride, because that's amazing, bro. You found a drug that's cheap as apples. Everyone needs that, all right? And it's not a drug, it's just probably just food at this point. You're enjoying something that's super cheap. Internet is even cheaper than a fucking strawberry, bro. A day, a strawberry a day. Maybe you bought 30 strawberry, maybe it's more expensive than a strawberry, okay? What is the expense of the internet? For me, it's like $10 a month, so to speak. So what, I buy 5 loaves of bread? For me, it's actually 20 loaves of bread, or like 15. So, 15 bread or the internet? What do you choose? If I'm forced to choose, of course I need the bread, but at some point, like, it's not going to do anything. More food is not going to do anything to you. You have to fill in that thing. The drug, the most addicting thing is filling up empty space. Is the thing that you want the most because you craving for that the most. And you're like, the answer is what is the closest, easiest thing to access. And going outside and socializing versus people who love privacy and love fucking negating your attempts of any kind. They're shutting you down because they themselves are not approaching you, so they shut you down immediately. You know when not to approach people because they're not approaching you. It's just that simple. And as a man, why should I expect being approached? Well, there's business opportunities, there's relationship opportunities, there's win-win opportunities all over the place. There's people that's supposed to offer you things all over the place. And if they don't have self-esteem to do that, to stop you in the middle of the street and offer you something, they don't have ability to sell you shit, you know? So they don't have self-esteem to even sell things. Why would you expect to build relationships with people who are not attractive in any way whatsoever, right? They cannot pull you in. A fat person can still pull you in if they open their fucking mouth. It's that easy, bro. So we're dealing with this shit, basically.
I can't see that as being healthy for you. So we're actually moving away from what our body needs, right?
What is not healthy is now for me going into other people's Discord channels. That is not healthy. I still don't feel welcome there anymore. I can sort of like go in, leave a message, and come out. But what the message is supposed to say that is impactful enough, I get banned very fucking quickly if I just sit there and stink up the place. Which is kind of the requirement because that's how I feel. I'm being honest. But I stink up the place real bad and people fucking hate me really bad. They turn into monsters really fast. So I must be really fucking powerful if I stink up the place and they turn into monsters. They turn into attack mode instantly. Right? He has Discord channel. I want to like contact this guy and like ask a few questions because I disagree. But he couldn't find me. You know, his business proposition is not to find opposition, is to brainwash the audience. That is his way. And the same goes for the fucking anarchist, who is actually the lucid, the real lucid, boys. Look at all these visual things that he has to show because he's so fucking lucid. Look at that shit. What are we talking about, Diablo?
Ethical concerns and corporate connections that we want to talk about.
Linus has almost always been seen as an authoritative voice in the online tech community, and fans are more inclined to purchase a product if he recommends it. However,
yeah, he wanted to get monies now. Shut the fuck up. He wanted to stop doing that. Stop being the authority. By the way, he was always secretly a meme. I feel like there was a channel kind of beef memeing on Linus Tech. There's some kind of channel out there who just memes very hard on this thing, on this guy. And it's like, well, maybe he wanted to become the meme more. Who knows, right? Where it's like, he was always known as... Eventually, this thing just turns into a crying maniac, basically. And this guy turns into, well, a meme. Because he shows his face too much. And it becomes uglier and uglier as we go deeper, you know, into the darkness of the sewer system, you know, of Skibidi sewer system. This is the shit that we're fucking fighting with right now.
Potentially inflict immeasurable harm.
Again, the YouTube business becomes boring eventually when there's so many cool things going around you. And some people just craft their own downfalls in a way. And that's, you know, a tech tip. Internet is so much cooler when you have more time to spend on it, doing whatever you like. So probably you should enjoy that a lot more. Now let's check one more. These videos are kind of hard to like break into, unfortunately, because they're fucking long in the first place. And I I have anxiety, and I have turned on the button of like, I have limited amount of time type of button, where YouTube Rewind doesn't want to fucking wait. I have exposed the skibidi thing. What else can I expose? You know, we can shuffle the deck of cards. Oh, Mr. Beast, what the fuck are you doing? Resting? Nope. Sabrina, what the fuck? 20! I must tell you guys how important this is to be able to spend time on the internet. There's so many things, concepts floating around that are very valuable to explore and to dive deeper. Maybe you'll find something for yourself that you can interact with, that you can build even cooler story. And I've experienced a lot of that stuff, like poking me back. It's fascinating to me. And now I'm just like looking for glitches. I'm looking for things that like stand out as like abnormal behavior, where I throw something and it bounces back to me, into my hands. I dream about Mr. Beast very often. Today I dreamt about Mr. Beast. I gave him an idea. He was just like collapsed in a fucking corner. And I gave him an idea of like, well, I want to make a video where like I upload, or make a test where I upload different faces, different YouTube personalities, and I want to see who's going to be clicked the most. You know, who, that was my idea, and then it turned into some kind of like a challenge for YouTubers. Alongside with Mr. Beast, we were doing something, you know, now as a team. It was kind of weird because I literally just talked about Mr. Beast, and I now have him in my dreams. And it's the most biggest glitch there is, because he did that yesterday. So I'm like, wow, I feel super connected to this guy. It's insane. So I'm going to give him a glitch seal as well. Glitch number 4. I kind of forget the glitches, but this is pretty powerful stuff. I feel like we should shut it down. Like, Sunny V is kind of an okay YouTuber. I can watch the whole thing. Fortnite Battle Royale. This is also very interesting thing. This is now a respectable person doing a respectable thing, which is talking about something of like, why did this disappear? Why it's not popular as it used to be? What's going on, right? So now it's a more of a storyline. It's less of a pursuit against a person. It's more of a story to tell about a concept. And Sunny V technically could appear in YouTube Rewinds if he does a good job. So our video takes a turn, my friends. Is Sunny V viable for YouTube Rewinds, or do we kick him out? That is the question we're going to ask. Let's find out. What happened to you? What the fuck? Somehow I dodged so many. Oh. No, it can dodge. What the fuck? I don't understand what happened there.
Come on, there was already...
Every single game endures a downfall because people are trying to like push the edge of possibilities in that game. Even Minecraft is going through a very weird period where the edge of possibilities can only happen in Hytale, in the different version of Minecraft. And everyone is salivating over that, which is very scary to me. Hearthstone has also have tipped into that territory where it's old enough to where we're waiting for Bazaar, we're waiting for the next version of Hearthstone, for something better, but we're already disappointed. None of these games are being released. Something happens in the background that just gets people stuck like in quicksand, in mud. Very difficult to get out. And that's a big mystery. That's a big drama to unveil. I will do it next year. I will work on it and figure shit out because this is bigger than I've dealt with so far, but I still have to finish the Sniper Wolf and Mr. Beast series. I have a feeling I can make a wonderful game jam experience, but a different game jam experience that you normally typically get You get like 2 days, maybe a month to make a game. Maybe, if you're lucky. I'm gonna keep it a month, but I want to make it a social experience where the game, we avoid making the game. We made the game as a background noise for social experience to happen. You know, if someone makes a game, they win Game Jam, but they get to represent Game Jam. But the moment they have made a game, we're no longer gonna talk to these people anymore. You know, it's some kind of weird, twisted Game Jam. I could probably pull it off, right? And it's like, well, you want to know the experience of like doing something very powerful, creating a game, but nobody wants to talk to you. You know, how about that for a change? And this could turn into very wild reality. You know, it could spill into reality, and you don't want that to happen because it's just an event. You know, don't take it too seriously. So, because social interactions are way more valuable than anything else that we can just put on the screen. It's very complicated stuff. And most people resonate with like high quality shit on the screen because like, wow, this actually exists and I want to be a part of it. But you have to be very careful with this shit because now we're smart enough. You know, we have already experienced a lot of stuff. I did. And I can talk about it. And I know where things go usually. I know the timeline of things. And depending on how good the thing is, even if it's successful like Minecraft is, it still flops in the end. And it can only be resurrected like once by a powerful person like PewDiePie. Can resurrect Minecraft for a certain amount of time. PewDiePie, basically, it seems like he picks up concepts of the internet that kind of just died, but still sort of breathing around, and you can just bump it and take all the attention for yourself. PewDiePie's strategy of making content is actually pretty powerful, I'm not gonna lie. Just like memes are kind of like dead concepts, still making fun of themselves, you know, and then PewDiePie picks it up and is like, well, it's really powerful. I don't know, it's very attractive to me. Very interesting. It worked. I mean, I appreciate I constantly get insights from people who, you know, I explored on YouTube, and I'm not looking for their downfalls. I would never make PewDiePie's downfall video. Oh wait, I will. Probably PewDiePie's downfall is another drama to be explored alongside with Fortnite and Minecraft.
Into how the game.
Those two downfalls are probably like the biggest ones, and everyone experiences again a downfall to some extent. Like someone is there to notify that you probably reach your peak, and you're either gonna keep moving upwards because they're wrong, you know. I hope Sniper Wolf is the correct one and she's gonna continue rising in fame and fortune. All right, because now I associate with her and it's very easy for me to do so. She's fine. She seems fine. I understand she fixed her mistake. And it's like, thank you, Jax Films. We have handles now in the description. Hopefully it gives us good luck, you know, because they're fucking useless. But maybe it will give us good luck now. So, you have to sacrifice your channel for me now. Thank you very much. I'll be monetized in like 2 months after the rewind or something. Blah, blah, blah. All right, it's such a fucking bullshit moment of someone sacrificing themselves in the wrong way, but that's what he did. It's just, he chose to do that. Maybe he knows what he's doing, maybe. Because he lives in America. And America is a land of water. It's a land of, like, sweet people. So he weaponized himself by crushing into very tough areas. Sniper Wolf stuff, his wife pulls him down. Like, Jackson is not living a nice life, and he probably, like, just has a strategy of, like, making his life miserable is a good experience somehow, right? Except he's stopped being social with other YouTubers. He cares about like smaller creators, which is still like really powerful stuff. I appreciate. I hope it goes somewhere. I'll stay subscribed now that he's stopped attacking Sniper Wolf. That's nice. I should do it right now and just end this video. Because there's so much to talk about. There's a whole next year for me to explore things. And I will be making a new channel. I need a drama channel. And if you watch this video this far, you should subscribe to that. That should be pretty interesting. Because I have to, for drama channel, I have to have a completely different format. Maybe 10-minute videos or something just to appear normal, right? Like everyone else. Oh, 10-minute video is just like, you know, you're gonna, something that people would click on, but also would have crazy twists. Gonna blow up, guys. Look at this, 66 subscribers. But like, the thing is, again, Jackson was like finds a new thing that he really likes, but eventually becomes like an abusive experience in both ways. So it's just inevitable. You can see Jackson's downfall by knowing how he played his drama and how exponentially more and more abusive the whole situation becomes when there's like more and more creators being given a platform. It turns into, again, the talent show that we know very well. Britain's Got Talent, right? Eventually, it's just a boring thing. It's a boring mess of like random people who did a cool video, maybe, but like Jackson's video of exposing them is pretty fucking boring by itself. So it's like, what do I do as a viewer? I want to stay subscribed because I want to be exposed. I'll just like quickly at 1.5x speed watch these videos. Maybe Jackson's will survive because I will not look at him in a positive light anymore. And I will always be suspicious, you know, past this point. Stills from children. What is the last thing he did on a thumbnail? She removed my video. Yeah, and removed your self-esteem. Stuffed locker, bro. There's so many memes you can make out of this. I can already feel it. I can taste it, bro. Even this, oh, brain on Sniper Wolf. He's just blaming Sniper Wolf for just a dent. For a dent on his fucking head. It's just like, what? It's so fucking bizarre, bro. Anyways. It's so annoying, bro. It's so annoying. Because there's a sweet moment of revenge that will happen. The doxing just stopped the thing, but I think Sniper Wolf deserves a little bit more. She deserves revenge. She deserves to like keep or come back with a tank or two, you know, to just like run over a house or something. You know, it's a very expensive property these days, houses. So you don't want a tank to like enter and leave your through the back door. You don't want that to happen, but like I really want it. It would be a wonderful revenge story. I'm not sure how real it's gonna be, but like it's gonna be real in my worlds. I have made my worlds of buttons and stuff, so I'll be enjoying this stuff very much. Thank you guys for watching. I don't want to stick around for too long, but as the final idea of like what this is and why this is bullshit, because the world is so twisted. And again, like, you don't want to do the hypocritical move and make a downfall with a downfall of videos, because it's just the funniest thing to watch, the hypocrisy unfolds of like, but what are you gonna do about it, right? So that's the question we have to do and answer. We have to be like as real people as possible. on the platform also providing something useful. It doesn't have to be, 100 videos that's provided to society, but it has to be like useful. It has to be educational. It has to empower people. And to some extent, if you do enough editing, it's not that bad. People are gonna tune in and, give you a heads up. But when you dive deeper into Sniper Wolf drama, there's so many people like salivating behind the scenes and trying to expose her as well, trying to, amplify the voice of this whole nonsense. I kind of just want to click one more. Let's click one of the least popular ones, The Downfall of You, and see the first minute.
Whether you clicked on this video accidentally or intentionally, there is a high chance that you've heard of a TV show produced by Netflix called You. Having already 4 seasons under its belt, it doubtless has left quite a mark on popular culture.
Show You, which reached the Netflix.
And that's all I had to see, bro. Ortega, bro. A Disney princess. And if you see a Disney princess, that's a good movie already. Pretty fucking good movie. It might get sexual, though, accidentally, but it's a very good movie, though. All right. So there ain't no downfall in you as long as you can find something you like and you're not watching things out of spite. A lot of people were tricked into watching Sniper Wolf because they hate her and stuff. And now you just made a more stronger, more powerful memory by participating in someone's downfall. It's a very powerful memory. It's, again, usually people are not supposed to participate in something unless it's they're connected in a particular way. I'm not connected to Illuminati or like Linus Tech Tips, but I have heard, rumors, and I understand what the symbolism is that she's projecting and all that shit. I understand like the fat people mentality. I understand some like basic things that I can talk about and I can sort of participate, but I am too anxious to like dig deeper and dig into my fucking grave at this point because I'm too important of a person to fucking dissect nonsense. But this one I dove into straight up, and now I'm participating in that one because that one is going to last a very long time. These ones don't seem that important to me, unfortunately. However, they now feel like they're just like a recent occurrences at the same time. How to destroy your reputation. Psycho YouTuber of like, well, yeah, great. That's what they want to be. Probably. Yeah, life ruined because he's not on the internet. Am I right, internet anarchist? You missed your friend. That's so sad. Yeah, there's a whole videos that I wanted to like mock a little bit as well. I guess I should talk about that mockery part of like what does my video represent? And my video represents like, is this what you want, guys? This is what's powerful. This is what's in my feed. This is what's reoccurring over and over again. And I can't escape this matrix of people talking about downfalls and stuff with good editing. The video essays are just not coming off YouTube, and I don't like them that much. Video essays kind of fucking boring, essentially. Like, you want to click on them, they force you to click and watch, they take your attention, they become popular, but essentially it's just not something I like being popular. I don't like seeing things like that because it's actually quite like a low effort moment in the end. It allows some bullshit people to rise to the top, and when bullshit people rise to the top, when let's look into his channel, right? There's a whole fucking world, bro, of the internet, because there's no fucking land here, apparently. Faked entire career, like, all of a sudden, he's just a fucking non-stop hater that just has to be fucking canceled. All right. And the more you do something that's negative, eventually it will find a way to kick your own ass. The more you stack negativity and it just collapses on top of you because, you know, Father, Father, protect me. Nobody likes me. And the negativity just collapses on you, bro. Destroyed Sneak. Oh, look at that. And, yeah. This is not helpful for YouTube, but he's getting some... well, you know what I like about Earth personalities? They take over other people's channels. So when you look for internet anarchist identity, well, you see Penguin, first of all, took over, and then Sniper Wolf took over in general. It's the most powerful video he made. Fake videos. Fake videos, interesting. Restoration videos are faked. I'm not sure how you recover from that one, because, like, you can't even, like, restore your identity easily from that. Like, how do you live with this on your back? And how you live, subscribe to a person like that? Now, Penguin kind of owns this whole thing, because you can see I didn't fucking click this at all. So there's a lot of weird things you can do. Just by looking at the most popular videos, you can see a person's identity. And it's a good question. I wanted to investigate Penguin, and this is the material I would use to investigate. And usually if sometimes you find, well, no, usually you find two negatives and they collapse into each other, and it's a double downfall. Just like Jack's Films was trying to do, you know, trying to collapse into Sniper Wolf, and he just collapsed himself. You know, dealing some damage to YouTube, dealing some damage all over the place. But it created a downfall. See, what Jack's Films did was not targeted Sniper Wolf. Jax targeted the mob of YouTube. YouTube is mob-filled of, like, people trying to enter YouTube in the stupidest way, and now Jack's Films have got hit really hard, and now he realized, well, I actually have to pursue that as a passion. I have to, like, now in the downfall, I have to, like, contribute to the mob that is actually creating good videos. I switched his gears very quickly, you know. Got a very good idea when got knocked out, you know, in the game of YouTube. Just got knocked out so easily. Good, immediately got a good idea. It's so stupid. But this whole time he was leaning towards not Sniper Wolf, but the mob that was just viciously harvesting drama this whole time and wanted the next victim. It was just empty space for the next victim to happen. And of course, it's like, oh, I'm gonna give you the biggest victim of all time, guys. The biggest person on YouTube. Like, she has 30 million subscribers. Like, you will love it, bro, when she gonna get a downfall. And nah, bro. It's not that easy. It's not that easy to defeat the final boss, as I've said. Since day fucking one, I said this is the final boss and it's gonna kick your fucking ass. So I called it. I call a lot of shots, and nobody listens, which is fine. You know, I'll continue calling shots while nobody listens. So it starts stacking. The glitch of the universe starts stacking next to my door, next to my room. You know, a tower of glitches and unbelievable things that I just say because I get the vibes. I understand where things are going better than anyone else because they sit consumed by their own egos. They don't understand reality whatsoever. So the downfall videos are bullshit because you're gonna get consumed by them. Either way, you're gonna experience the same downfall. It's just a ticket ride of a roller coaster of like, you'd like downfalls, where we're gonna experience one of those ourselves, and we're gonna prime ourselves. Because I can see primed in the whole mess is Penguin. I think Penguin is actually being praised here, but he took over this channel, so he's not being praised because I hate this channel. So in general, it's actually being secretly exposed. I can already tell the vibe. So we just have to put enough work, put enough, effort, and it's gonna unfold. Technically, I'm not sure, but I could have, played the domino game, the domino effect on Sniper Wolf Drama, and I'm not sure if I did, but, I could have. It could have happened. I could have whispered some cool ideas to her, because it's possible to contact her on Instagram in a way, indirectly. So there's ways you can manipulate the situation a little bit. And who knows? Who knows who's watching my videos? You never know that either. There's a lot of weird things on the internet that you can experience. So I leave it up to you. Bye-bye. It's a full 2-hour video after all. Huh?